I dug into my makeup collection and I wanted to create a makeup look using the products that I purchased and abused, but I have forgotten. So without further ado, let's hop right into the video. First item would have to be the Australis Strobe Jelly. I did a review on this and I used to love this. In fact, I actually managed to use half of the jar itself. It's really nice as a highlighter as well, as like it adds a really nice natural glow to the skin. Now I know that it can get a little bit glittery, but I promise you, underneath foundation, it just makes everything look more naturally healthy and glowy, and it's fairly easy to apply. You just dab it with your fingers. I find that fingers works a lot better compared to using a brush. So I did kind of do a little bit heavy-handed on the cheeks, mainly because I want the foundation, or I want my skin to glow on top of the mattifying foundation that I'm going to use. And for primer, I have actually used the Ordinary primer a lot. I don't use it on camera. I mainly use this on an everyday because it feels a little bit moisturizing, as well as it's great for smoothing my face in general. As you can see, my face is not looking its best. And I have quite big pores, so I find that this just instantly makes my skin feel hydrated and looks smooth. For brows, I got my brows tinted, thank God, because I don't have to worry about them. So we're just gonna leave the brow as is. I think I am going to start with the eyes because I really want the primer to sink into the face. So for eyeshadow palette, oh my goodness, I have not touched this for a very long time. So this is the Beige Cosmetics collaboration with Shaaanxo, and this is the Remix palette. It has 18 eyeshadows in this palette, and you have an array of like a fun, colorful colors and also a more neutral everyday colors. Actually, I used to use this eyeshadow palette a lot, so I would use this for my brows, for my blush and highlight, and also for my eyes, but I kind of forgotten about it because it was kept underneath all the eyeshadow palettes that I own and accumulated. So we are going to first prime my eyes using the Colourpop concealer, which is another product that I have not used for quite some time. I love this concealer because it's full coverage and it glides onto my skin very smoothly. The only problem is that it can make my skin a little bit crusty. And also my eyelids has been suffering from eczema. As you can see, there's like a patch here. It's a bit painful, that's why I have not really worn a lot of eyeshadow. Like usually I would stick to easy eyeshadow combination, except like shimmer and a little bit of transition shade. I used to do a lot of cut crease, but with the situation of my eyes right now, I really can't do a lot of that because I don't want to stress out the eyes. So we'll set the eyes first with Clarity, which is a nice beige shade. And seriously, this eyeshadow palette is perfect for traveling because you could use this as your bronzer, brow product, eyeshadow, face highlight, and blush. And the pans are big enough for you to fit your face powder, face brushes as well. So for transition, we are going to go straight to terracotta because I want a dramatic look for today since I haven't done that for a while. So I'm going to do a wash of color. So I'm going to spread that all over my lids, but concentrating more on the crease area. So with a slightly smaller brush, I'm going to go in the same shade and really buff that into the crease. And for the outer V, I am going to go and use Vampire, which is the dark maroon shade, on the same brush that we use, and concentrate that on the outer V. I'm gonna go and use a little bit of Need You, which is this one right here, just to blend everything. So I'm going to go on top. This is more of like a neutral brown shade. And I am going to go and use a different brush. It's more of an angled brush. And I'm going to dip in this shade called Dark Horse. So it's more cool tone shade. Because I really want to deepen that shade in the outer corner. For the lid shade, I am going to go and use this shade right here called Toasted. So it's like a cool toned, I can't really explain it. It's like taupey, cool tone kind of shade, but it has a little bit of like burgundy to it. So I'm going to apply that using a small brush. So that's the color right there. I want a little bit of warmth to it, so maybe I will pop in this shade called Avocado. So this one, on the other hand, has got like a teal-ish kind of shift to it, but it's more warm tone. So I'm going to pop that on top. And I'm going to go and use Vampire to blend. I think we're done with the eyes for now. So moving along to foundation, I am going to go and use the Wet n Wild Photo Focus foundation. I did a review on this foundation, and this foundation is actually one of the best foundations. So if you're going to attend a wedding, or if you're having your own wedding, or even just attending events and stuff, this foundation is great. It lasts throughout the day. It's great with different kinds of lighting in photos, and also it just makes your skin look Photoshop in real life, of course, and through photos. So I'm going to pop that on the skin, and I have the shade Desert Beige. I actually quite like my skin to peek through a bit. Like, I'm not really bothered with the breakouts that peeping through. So for concealer, we're gonna go back to the Colourpop No Filter Concealer. I used to do the triangle, but now I mainly just focus on the inner part of my eye since that's the darkest, and I kind of just let the concealer spread through the area I want to conceal. To set my under eyes, oh my gosh, I have not used this powder in forever. So this is the Mehron setting powder in neutral, and this makes everything you wear waterproof, sweat-proof, and Mehron is a brand where their makeup is catered for theater performers, you know, dancers and whatnot. So I actually love that powder in setting my under eye and my whole face because it makes my full face matte, and also it doesn't leave any white cast, which is amazing. And for bronzer today, I am going to use a new-ish product. Well, actually, I bought this last year and I never got around to trying this bronzer. So this is the Wet n Wild bronzer. For blush today, oh my god, I have not used this in years. This is the MAC powder blush in Coppertone, and I used to love this blush. I would wear this every day. So it's a nice muted peachy shade, which you could get away with wearing by itself. for like a natural sun-kissed look, because it can act as a bronzer as well. I want to brighten my under eye a little bit, so this is the Hourglass Ambient Lighting in Diffused Light, and I have not used this once again, but it just makes my under eye look more look more hydrated and bright. And I also kind of clean up my face with this as well. For highlighter, Sleek Cleopatra's Kiss, which is my ultimate favorite highlighter. So you get 2 creams and 2 powders, and personally I always use the powder, so I just mix these two. And look at that highlight. Finally, to finish off the lower lash line, I'm just gonna go and use 2 colors. So I'm going to go and use Terracotta for lower lash line. So I'm going to pull that a little bit lower. And I'm gonna go and use Vampet quite close to the lower lash line. And for the inner corner highlight, I am going to go and use Dream Girl, which is this nice peachy shade, since we have everything warm. For lips today, I am going to line my lips with Jordana Mahogany, which is the lip liner that I used to love. It's a nice like brown mahogany, as the name states, shade. For lipstick, oh my gosh, I love this YSL Volupte Shine and the shade number 9. This is just like the perfect this is a perfect glossy nude, which is my favorite type of lipstick because recently my lips has been really dry, and it's a perfect match with the lip liner. What I like to do is to actually use my finger, give it a nice blend. So I'm just gonna quickly curl my lashes and apply mascara. I'm not gonna put any false lashes because, as always, I like the look of just like bold eyes and lots of mascara. So I will be right back and we will conclude this video. So here is my final look. The main reason why I'm doing this is for me to kind of just use up my makeup that I've been collecting for years, and also to revisit some of my favorites if it's still a favorite after all, or you know, like it's time to move on. But based on this video, a lot of these products are still favorite. The one that I would probably swap out for is the concealer, because even though it's a great concealer, it's a little bit too drying for my under eye right now, especially on my eye state, because I have been having a little bit of eczema flare up here and there, so it can look a little bit crusty. But in conjunction with this powder, it kind of helped it look more hydrated in a way and more supple. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please make sure to subscribe to my channel for more updates, and I will catch you on the next one. Bye.